Let's go to Marilyn Simmons. We're told that she lives in the area. And Marilyn, from what I understand, you've also been through 2 previous wildfires as well. So how is this for you today?
A little nerve-wracking, having gone through it before. But the thing is that they've really kind of prepared us, and we've trained well with regards to being ready and knowing what to do. And ironically, our team lead out here just issued out our buddy system list that we use for contacting one another. So that is really a great help with making sure that we tag bases with each other and make sure that everybody is safe.
And Marilyn, when we say 2 past fires, it's easy for us to think of 203 and 207. They were both in that area. Would we be correct?
Yes, you would.
Well, God bless you if you made it through those 2. And now you're there. A lot has changed, a lot of improvements made in response. Tell us what you see in terms of looking in the sky, how quickly. It's only been a little over an hour. We've already got air support on it. They've got ground crews. Just as someone who's lived through the past, what can you tell is different this time?
The responses were a lot quicker. I'm literally standing in my kitchen looking toward the fire, which is just over the ridge from me. And the response with regards to getting the helos up, getting the fire engines up, was a whole lot quicker than what we saw in '03 and what we saw in '07. So that is with a lot of gratitude we send out thanks and praises to those men and women.
You've been through a rough time in this area, but we understand now that wildfire season is 365 instead of just the October where you saw those last 2. Marilyn, can you give us an idea of the homes, the neighborhoods that are in the area? We understand that no homes are being evacuated, but can you give us an idea where this is, the fire, and in relation to some of those homes and where people live?
With regards, it's more down by the Verona Casino. So, you know, out here we're spread out like 3 acres, 2.5 acres apart. So you have homes that are, you know, pretty well spread out, but yet and still, because of the winds, which we pay a lot of attention to, because that can make a shift in just the blink of an eye, as Bob had said earlier. So the homes are spread out, but nevertheless, we have a lot of dry bush out here.
And you mentioned, Marilyn, you're a lot more prepared. You mentioned the buddy system. Obviously, you guys have a telephone tree, which really saves lives when everyone is notified and everybody is on the move at the right time. But what other changes are the residents in that area making or have made in the last decade or so?
I think making sure that we have our yards clean, because, like I said, we are so much bush, and we haven't had the rain. Ironically, my husband and I, we had just had our yard cleaned and scraped in April, and we were real good. And then we got the rains in May, so now we've got the weeds back up, but not to the degree that I think that you had seen in '03 and '07. I think the residents are a lot more conscious about making sure their brush is pushed back, making sure that we're keeping our yards clean. Because, you know, we go through this every summer, and as you said, you know, it's 365 now. It's not just during the summer, but for us out here, I think the summer is a more heightened sense of mind than during the rest of the year.
Absolutely. Marilyn, while you're telling us about your experience, we just want to make sure all of our viewers know that Sky 10 needed to refuel. Sky 10 has pulled off. It's making a quick refueling stop. These are video that Sky 10 gave us just a few minutes ago, so we're replaying the video, and Sky 10 will be back in action in just a couple of minutes.
Marilyn, you were just talking about the neighbors in your area, yourself and your husband creating defensible space, as most of us know it here, but again, that can only do so much. How far is this fire burning away from your home right now, and the concern that you might have at this point?
Right now I'm packing up, getting a bag prepared, just in the event that we do get the word to evacuate. And as I said, I'm standing in my kitchen window to where I can see the smoke, and now I know it's gone white. But if I walk outside, I literally am just cat a corner from Blue Sky Ranch. So you know, I have a pretty good bird's eye view from where I'm sitting, and so it's just a matter of keeping a very close watch, making sure that my neighbors and my buddies are prepared to go, and we're packed and ready to go down the hill.
Yeah, and actually that's interesting, and you know to watch the smoke, and I'm glad you are, but white where you are, it's not white on the other end. So we were just a second ago seeing some of the black plumes. It's got some good fuel on that other flank, as the fire captain calls it, and so that's why you have to be so careful as well. And was there any kind within the evacuation, any kind of a reverse 911? Did you get notified? How did you know? Are you evacuated yet? How close are you to Wildcat Canyon Road?
I have not received a 911 reverse yet. I know that is something that is in place because we have gotten it during previous summers. But with regards to, I knew because, like I said, I'm about the third driveway past the 4-mile marker just before you dip over going down to Verona Road. So, you know, I can see the smoke and I heard the engines coming up. And so, you know, it's an alert system when you hear your dogs start howling that something is going on in Wildcat.
No doubt.